In today's anime adventures video, I do a tier list on the new update. So yeah, I mean there's not really much to say about it. So subscribe, I'm trying to hit 10k by the end of this year. And also let's try to hit 150 likes on this video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Join the Discord server down below if you want to. Let's get straight into it. So first we got man not usable tier. Now I'm gonna keep this short. Some of them I might go through them a bit fast just because they're not that much to talk about. So if you think I'm going a little bit too fast, you can always pause, like no one's stopping you. But yeah, do not summon for these units. If you have any of them already, just don't evolve them. Just use them until they become garbage. Well, they're already garbage, but until you just don't need them anymore. But yeah, don't summon for these, don't evolve them, nothing. Okay, now we've got good ground and good air/hybrid and good support all in one, because they're all just good, so there's no point in me going through each one in depth one by one. But I would say do not evolve most of these. I mean, you can evolve them if they're towards the high end, like maybe like top 7 maybe, and you're struggling in the game. But still, I wouldn't really recommend summoning for any of these. And if you really need to evolve them because you're just struggling in the game, then it's understandable, I guess, and you just can't pull any of the mythicals. But yeah, I wouldn't really summon for any of these units, but they are so decent, I guess, so if you already have them, then good for you. Today's video is sponsored by RBX Jungle. Now RBX Jungle is a free site where you don't even have to put in your password to earn free Robux. Like you can even join their Discord to get Robux. You can do surveys, download games, things like that. As you can go to Adgate Media, for example, where you can just do offers like play this mobile game and then you get Robux. Like it's pretty simple, easy to use. So use my affiliate link in the description, top of the description, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. Now farms, it doesn't really matter to a high extent what farms you have. You can really just get, it doesn't really matter if you have an army or not. If you have her, you can use her for certain things, I guess. But mostly what you're going to want is Speedwagon and Bulma. Now, Bulma gives more money, but she's only really used for infinite modes and legend stages. Speedwagon's just used for anything except from, but like you'd rather use Bulma for like infinite modes and stuff where it's like longer because she's more expensive to upgrade and place down, but she gives you more money. Nami gives money per kills, and Speedwagon's just a regular farm, cheap to place, cheap to upgrade, and gives you money, but less than Bulma. So really, it doesn't really matter which ones you have as long as you have two. And I prefer you get Bulma and Speedwagon, which you can get any time in the game, since they're both just, you can get them from summon and they're epic and legendary. Now we have Meta Burn. Now I can't lie, I used to have this because back in the day, Meta Burn used to be an actual like popular thing, but nowadays, I mean, Meta Burn's not really that big of a thing. Demiurge is the best burn unit in the game, and Abdol's the second, I guess. But Demiurge is definitely bad because you can hit the air units compared to the rest of these. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe one of these hit airs, but either way, Demiurge is still bad just because of his pure damage. Maybe if you need specifically just burn alone, maybe he's not the best, but realistically he is the best burn unit in the game. I don't really recommend summoning for him unless you really need a burn unit, but at the moment I don't really see a need for it unless maybe you're doing a tournament. But even a tournament, Guts has the burn type even though he doesn't burn, so I don't really see the point, but if you need him, you need him. And we've got Meta Bleed. Now Meta Bleed, you still want to get a lot of these units. The units I recommend getting is Guts and Stain, and that's actually pretty much it. But I say pretty much it, but the Stain is not easy to get. You have to grind raids for him, so it takes quite a long time. You have to do 15 unless you get lucky. And Guts, it takes a decent amount of time to evolve, but I definitely recommend getting Guts 1000%. And yeah, I definitely get Stain like I say 100%. I say 100%, but I definitely recommend you get both. You definitely need bleed units for many different things. And not even just the fact that they bleed. I mean, Guts is literally a broken unit on its own, which you'll see when I go into Meta Air/Hybrid. And so will Stain for Meta Ground. So yeah. Okay, now we got Meta Support. Now, I would say I do need to move some of these out of Meta Support and put them into good. But yeah, I should probably do that for the next tier list. But I'm gonna just tell you with the new additions and then who I recommend getting. So one of the new additions is Rohan. I think that's how you say his name. I forgot because I haven't watched JoJo in a while. But yeah, he is good, don't get me wrong. He pretty much does every single debuff, maybe except for like one maybe in the game. But it's always random with each attack. So one attack he might freeze, next one he might knockback, the next one he might stun, then he might freeze again. It's just random. So he's high up, but I can't put him any higher just because it's just random. Wave does is random. Then you got Josuke, who stuns the enemies and actually does a solid amount of damage, but he's a ground. But he stuns the enemies for a decent amount of time. Then you got Koichi, who I might think is actually better than Amelia, just because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure his slow lasts longer, but I'm not sure about that part. But I'm pretty sure he slows for like 80% or something like that. He literally does air. He's air, so he hits the air units and slows the air units. He actually does a good amount of damage. And also one more thing I wanted to mention, but I forgot. Wait, I actually forgot. I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, he's a multi-hit, so he's very good. And then lastly, in meta support, that's a new addition, is what's the guy's name? Kira, Yoshikage Kira. He's like, I mean, him and Lord kind of do different things, but at the same time, you can use both. But basically, he rewinds time and he does a good amount of damage. So like, it's basically the same as Joran and All-Star. Just rewinds time, moves them back, push them back. So if that spawn, like if that are near you in the range, just press the ability and they get sent back, and he does a good amount of damage. Now the units I recommend get from meta support, well, it kind of depends, but I definitely get Griffin, I definitely get Homura, Law, what's his name, Kira, I definitely get Erwin, Leafy or Wendell. They do the same thing, but Leafy is a little bit bad, but it's not that big of a deal. Wendell's easier to get. And then you can get Koichi, you can get Oshi, you can get Shaltir, and maybe Josuke if you want to, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you can get some of the other ones if you wanted to, just to, I don't know, add to your collection, or just for the little increments of having every single tapper support. But the rest of them towards the end, so good, don't get me wrong, they're like mostly just good alternatives. Like Gojo's now just an alternative for Homura, and then like Perona's like an alternative to Koichi, but like obviously gonna be worse. But yeah. Now meta air / hybrid. Now with this whole unit, basically this whole update, I mean, being just basically a support update, there's actually no new additions. Now I could have added Koichi maybe, but it wouldn't even be that high up. And let's be honest, not many people are going to be using Koichi for his meta air / hybrid damage, and most are going to be using him for his slow and his multi-hit. So yeah, because he can slow the airs as well. But nothing has really changed. There's not really much to say. I'll definitely get Ainz, which is the first unit. I definitely get Griffin. I definitely get Guts. Maybe you can get Poseidon just for his typing. Maybe he's worse than Guts, don't get me wrong. But if you are willing to do tournaments and you're going to play the game for endgame, then yeah, get Poseidon. Then get Usopp. I definitely recommend Usopp. But if you can't get Usopp, you can just get Haribo, since Haribo's... Technically, you can just get Haribo from Summer Pearls, so it's kind of easier, theoretically. I don't know. Whichever you get, it's up to you, but I'll definitely get Usopp. Now, Meta Ground has only changed with one addition. Now, I could have added Kira onto here, but realistically, I don't really think he needs to be on here, since he's also just going to be used for his support. I know Josuke will be used for his support too, but he actually does a solid amount of damage, and it's not like he's like one of the most broken supports in the game, because he stuns. I mean, I'm not saying stunning is bad or is mid or anything, but like compared to rewinding time, it's not the same thing. It's a lot different. So yeah, I mean, I've actually added Stain onto here now because a lot of you asked me to put Stain into Meta Ground, because I just left him in Bleed instead of putting 2 of him. So yeah, he is the best, technically the best Meta Ground, I guess you could say. Maybe not from pure DPS. He's close in pure DPS, but it's not the best. But then with his criticals and his blood curl ability, it definitely makes him the best ground unit in the game. And then yeah, so Josuke's third. He's better than Albedo, but he's not better than Roger. Maybe you could say Josuke is better just because of his stun, but not really. I would definitely grind for Stain. Then you don't really need the rest. Like, I mean, if you wanted a ground unit, you could get Josuke, since Roger's really rare. But you don't really need them unless you need them for their typing for a tournament. Because ground units, I don't know, I don't feel like you really need ground units all the time. Like, because you're gonna have like the slots filled with all the hybrids and the hill units. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed today's video, then leave a like and comment and subscribe. And if you think I went too fast, you can rewind the video, you can go back, pause it, or you can leave me a comment and I'll try read it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.